Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update. This is going to be a pretty quick one. It's not a huge piece of news, but one I know a lot of people are sort of interested in. So, Avatar The Last Airbender, the Kyoshi novels, the box set featuring the two re-releases of the hardcovers, now has an image. So you can see it here. This product coming 19th of October 2021. The price is $37.99. And yeah, this is our first time getting a look at, I suppose, some sort of a mock-up for how it looks. I say it's a mock-up because of something I'll cover later, in that it seems like the image is kind of distorted in some way, whether because of some camera lens type stuff that they did or just weirdly image edited the way they put this mock-up together. Because I don't know if this will mean anything. Again, it depends on how you interpret the actual how real or not this picture is. But to me, looking at the way they've done the two books here in the box, the spines of the book seem rather flat compared to if you actually have the books, how they like actually are. I don't know how well you'll be able to sort of see this, but you know, the way these books are, or the way they came, is that, you know, it's a dust jacket effectively. So the whole cover is just a dust jacket over, you know, pretty kind of plain like cover for the actual hardcover. And the effect that has on the spine is that the spine's kind of like rounded more so than like super flat. Like I've had these books like since they came out and like keeping them on the shelves, and there's definitely sort of like a more of a ridge kind of between them, whereas the image they come across like really flat. So I'm sort of wondering, are we maybe getting releases of these books as hardcovers where it is more of the cover like printed on the actual hardcover rather than just a dust jacket type thing? That way it would make sense why the kind of it looks so flat. But again, I don't know if it's a mock-up or not. But that's just a little thing I noticed, but it's probably reading too much into sort of visually how this actually looks. Now, as for what I said earlier on in terms of something kind of made me think it's a mock-up, that has definitely been image edited, is that it looks off to me. The thing that's most obvious to show that it's off is that obviously it is a box. It is a cuboid. So it should be pretty standard, like, you know, your opposite side should be sort of parallel and stuff like that. All the lines should be straight. And you see, like, we go along here straight, and then it starts to go off here. Like, it's definitely off. And I'll show this for sure in a second in my image editing software. But just there's a few things that make it seem really off. The other thing is that if you look at the bottom here, just along the two books, and then as you go up, it definitely feels like it sort of splays out a little bit like that, which shouldn't necessarily be the case in a pretty standard, you know, regular kind of cuboid type thing. So let's open this up in the image editing software. Let me just make sure you can actually see all of this. So here we go. Now, I have a lot of lines drawn on this because I was like, I am not crazy in the way I'm seeing this, am I? But no, for sure. So straight away, the distortion I was talking about there with regards to the fact that the line isn't straight. So you can see here's the kind of front line here is straight. So if you just bring that straight across and match it up with this corner, that line, so these two lines are basically just copied and I just moved it across. So the angle is correct, and if it's parallel, it should be the same. It comes all the way off out here, keeping the same length, of course, which also should be the case. But you can see there's a few things that sort of go wrong here. One, it's straight, and then it, like I said, it goes off at this point in or around here, which is the green line. And then it only comes out to this corner, like the actual corner of the image is here. So it's missing like this whole section here. If you treat, say, this corner as being sort of true, so this is a completely straight line here, this line across the top is straight, and this line here across the sort of depth of the box is straight, and you treat them as like the other thing should be parallel to it. That's the black lines basically here. So it should come out to here, it should come out to here. The way it works all the way over here is that this line here of this side of the box here should be all the way out here if the image was to work normally, basically. But as you can see, it just doesn't. It just is kind of off, and quite like heavily off as well, as you can see. So there's a few distortions like this across it. Like there's definitely something wrong up here. But look at, say, something like this. The comparison between sort of like the angle that the bottom edge of the box is at compared to the angle that the top edge of the box is at, which again, both of them are different than the back edge at the top. So it's just really, really unusual, this whole thing. So you see the blue line is different than the red line, and they're off by like a massive amount. Look at the angle difference there. Even just say you treat this side of the opening as being correct and you bring it across, it's still off by like, there's a whole massive gap here that's wrong and different. And like I said, the really obvious one here is this. If you bring it down here, there's a huge wedge thing going on here. So I don't know what the deal is with regards to, you know, what this picture is. Did they take it with like a weird camera with a weird lens, and that's why it looks so kind of distorted and off? Because again, look at this image right here. This is a completely straight line. It's level with the edge of the image editing software and stuff like that. So it's a straight line, and the straight line comes down here. Like this is where the other corner should be, but instead it actually like goes back inwards and goes much further down than it should. And again, the opening makes it look like the books are just like that. So I think this has to be a mock-up, unless it's just really weirdly edited and stuff like that, which makes it just look odd in my mind. But yeah, that was just something that stood out to me. Again, am I going to super criticize Abrams' books for putting it out like this? Not necessarily. I perhaps will be like, why not put out a couple of pictures just so it comes across a little bit better? In that, what's on the other side of the box? We'll go back to this one. What's on the other side of the box? What's on the kind of opposite side of this, the closed face of the books? Why have you ordered the books in this way? Why is the Rise of Kyoshi not here? Like, why do you have the second book first? That feels a bit weird. Did I expect new art? No. I maybe have slight expectations that there is, say, the Rise of Kyoshi art on the other side, and it's not just emphasizing the Shadow of Kyoshi art. But we'll see overall how they do it. I'm not particularly inspired with a lot of confidence, just because they do have the red from the Shadow of Kyoshi cover go all the way over the top, whereas if it was more even, I think you'd see a little bit more of the Rise of Kyoshi cover also coming over the top. But again, we have to wait and see on that. So I guess I'm pretty much going to wrap it up there with just the question of like, what are your thoughts on this? Does this product like interest you at all? And just what are your thoughts on this, and this being the first visuals? Like, of course, let me know. Do you think it also looks weird, or do you think I'm just overanalyzing a mock-up image? Definitely let me know. Myself, like I've said before, I am looking to pick up sort of a second, copy of each of these books, and this seems like a decent way to do it. I definitely want to know if the actual books are different in any way, even if it is just, no kind of dust jacket kind of cover thing, and instead it's just the hardcover sort of printed on it. I think that would be actually quite cool. Make it a little bit different, but again, it likely is just the case where they've used a mock-up that has the just like image of what's actually on the spine, and they've just edited it weirdly, like I said. So yeah, they're my thoughts. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts are, but that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.